Hello and welcome everybody. I am back in Kelowna, ready to get to work on Merlin. I've been on a little vacation, forced retirement for 7 weeks now, and I'm going back to work. So I'm gonna get back in the shop and gotta get over to Pacific Raceway. What I wanted to do with this film was kind of document the process of fixing Merlin, my S1000RR. So we're gonna go step by step. I'm just gonna record, pause here, filming with my Note 9. And yeah, hope you guys learned something. Let's get the bike working. I got 2 days to get this done. Since my crash at Mission Raceway, which was July 13th, and broke my thumb, I still can't bend it more than that. So yeah. And I've been avoiding doing this work because I didn't want to use the hammer and all these tools with a broken thumb. It's very difficult. So let's get at it. So just surveying the damage is always the first step. And so we'll take a look at that. But right off the bat, I'm going to pull the Shirai battery out and put that back on my charger and go from there. So that is a 10. And this is just a tiny little Shirai. Just kind of use foam to case it, and super lightweight. You know, it doesn't weigh too much. So right off the bat, gotta remove the windscreen. The MRA just got crushed. Bodywork, I don't have new bodywork. That's on the list, but that's really expensive, and especially the painting process. So I'm trying to work something out with a Portugal company, and I'll report back on that. The end of the subframe needs to be hammered straight, and the actual subframe itself looks straight. The chain adjusters, those yo-yo dines, which you can't get anymore, ground away, but I think it's still going to work operational. Pull that guy off. Obviously the threads are all wrecked, so. And then the Woodcraft rear set, just snap the peg in the snap location. That's a giveaway point. They cut it out on purpose so it breaks, so it does not wreck the frame. You can see the Woodcraft case cover did its job exceptionally well. Just a little bit of dirt. All the bolts are fine, sunken head. The Woodcraft frame slider did an excellent job as well. Get a picture of that, and I'll get a picture of this too. I'll post up on Instagram probably. Bodywork took some rash when it slid off or whatever, and hopefully I got to pull the wheel and make sure the wheel is straight because it broke the bead when I was in the violent head shake. It snapped the bead really badly. Of course, this is really annoying. The gauge buttons. Now the buttons actually still work, so I can make do. Just put some tape over it and don't have to switch my modes too much. And the clutch lever is bent up in here, so it's way too much play. So replace that, replace the end here as well. Tank took a little bit of slide damage, should be okay. I gotta remove the whole front end and straighten it. So essentially the forks and everything is gonna be most likely twisted, you know, not straight. The handlebars are straight, the wheel is not, so you gotta take the wheel off, undo all the forks, get it all straight, inspect it. And the right side was fine. So let's get at it, guys. Let's start with pulling off the bodywork. Taking off the belly pan, taking off the front main bodywork, and remove the windscreen. Maybe that's the first step. Let's take that off. So the only thing to keep in mind with removing the windscreen is there's going to be some wing nuts in there. So pretty much I'm pulling out the 3, and then you can see the wing nut, sorry, right there. There it goes. So just trying to not lose them all. Now, in the case of some of the heads, because these are aluminum bolts, I wasn't fitting the Allen there, so I grabbed a little bit smaller, 15 Torx, and you just try to force it. You know, you're going to use whatever tool. You could jam a flat blade, kind of knife style it, and force a design into it. Now, the next thing to note is the fairing stay. You can see the bodywork here is bent up, cracking. Fairing stay is really high right here, and in this one it's completely bent in. So anyways, I'm going to remove the bodywork bolt and get this bodywork off and go from there, and we'll check out the fairing stay. Pulled out the Milwaukee just for a few things. When you're removing stuff, it's no problem. You typically don't use power tools when installing things, unless it's just like a long thread, and once you get it going, just for the purpose of spinning it in. And then the belly pan, we use these quick release on 2 on each side. There she falls. So this is the inspection process now that I got the lower off. Checking over everything, looking pretty in depth. Man, that bodywork got ground down. But yeah, looking at any, why is all this kind of residue up here? And what's going on? Was it from just some reminiscent oil from my oil change? You got to consider all the problems and make sure you catch them beforehand. Looks like we got some dirt in the belly. And see a little bit of oil, so that's what I'm curious about. Just a tiny bit of oil. Why is that there? And checking all the bolts as you go. See, this one is bent. See how it's bent? The aluminum bolt is bent. Okay, and we got, so there's 2 up front and 2 on the side. This one is straight. And onto the other side. Okay, so now really get it off. Even with the frame sliders in place, because over time it becomes flexible enough. Yeah. I took the nose with it as well, which goes right in here. So now we can get a better idea. The motor holder's subframe. Oh, it looks actually twisted. Oh, the whole thing is twisted. You can see this corner is further that way and this one's bent in right here, but the whole device moved, and then of course the arms, and it got scraped a little bit here. Oh, even a little scrape on the lens, on the casing of the dash. Luckily the dash survived. So yeah, I gotta pull all that off and let's take a look at what else. That's where that bolt was. You can see the head is just completely gone. I used some shoe glue to keep the rubbers on to give it some space and absorption. Pretty much a higher windscreen. So I unplugged the 2 plugs. I don't know where the other one went, but somewhere. And then pulled the pin, and you can see it's not even flat on the back, but there goes the dash. I gotta decide how I'm gonna try to straighten this. Probably smash the hammer and grab with my hand, try not to hurt my thumb. And I'm gonna start to do other stuff. I'm gonna pull this off, and you can see the bolt might be difficult. Alright, I got it forced in. There we go. Should all just come out as one nice assembly. I note, the actual clip-on is not too bad, just a little scrape, but not only are the gauges wrecked, but the actual throttle hand, or they have like an actual sleeve on these BMWs. Instead of being like right on the bar, there's a plastic sleeve. Oh, you're not gonna see that, but yeah, so you literally need 2 throttle grips to fit on these BMWs. Well, this concludes the first 10-minute video of dissecting Merlin. Hopefully the next video gets us more forward and we don't find any more problems. Anyways, my name is Marcel Irnie, Canadian Superbike racer. Cheers.